Holy cow! Tuesday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to March 10th. It's Tuesday. Happy 12:30 lunchtime, kind of on the East Coast. It's 11:30 here. And if you're catching up with us later on, that's fine too. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to double check and make sure that I'm actually broadcasting right because, woo, that was I don't know if I was gonna make the. I always try to not leave you guys hanging on stuff. Like I know some live streams like start late and such, and I don't know. I just like always being on time when I can. Yay! It looks like we've got the right setting. We got the right. Oh man, let's see who's in here while I catch my breath. I don't even have a full glass of water because I've been working. I'll show you guys here in a minute. This is a busy day. If you can't already tell from some track kind of hiding slightly off screen here. What's up, String 1235? And Raven's in here too. Bob Eckhart's in here. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Johnny Diggins is in here. In the train show, I will not be performing the trains, only selling the trains. My good friend of mine can. I don't know exactly what that means, but all right. Corey's in here. Captain Dandy's in here. All right. What's up, fellas? Let's see. Eric Sprengel. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Whitmore's in here. Looks wide. Yes, the shot looks wide. I mean, hopefully I'm a little wide, but whatever. The big little short line's in here. Welcome. Aiden Barnes. Dylan Tordano. Confused Shovel's in here. What's up, buddy? Robert Green made it in here too. B&O. How's it going, everybody? Woohoo! Trains of Lark. What's up, pal? Good to see everybody in here. It's been a morning. We've got nicer weather here, which means that not only is my corgi a fan of that because we go on more walks and such when it's nicer out, but yeah, I got to do a little bit of work on the layout over here. And if you guys stay tuned, or if you catch the replay, I'll be showing you a bit of what I'm doing there. I'm in the teardown stage / setting up the groundwork to be able to build things back up. And it looks like I'm going to have to redo a bunch of the posts in here, which is a pain in the butt, but not surprising. Oh, well. Oh, Joe Hampton's in here. Trainmaster Challenger. What's up, everybody? First time getting in. All right. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I always have folks saying, oh, man, I missed it. When's the next one? They're always on Tuesdays. They're always at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, and so on and so forth as you move further west. So yeah, if you're busy during this time, it always, like, there's not a time I can always find that works for everybody. But I'm glad you guys are here. And also, if you're in here, give some thoughts and prayers and whatever you've got. My buddy Tim, his wife is getting some medical stuff kind of sort of checked out last week as well. I didn't, just trying to, it's privacy stuff. I want to make sure that we observe that, but also just want to make sure that they know that we're rooting for him. Tim's usually in here chatting with you guys. So if you could give him a few little thumbs up upstairs, then that would be great. Just keep them in their thoughts. Let's see. Corey's got them covered already. 4 of them. Conrail's in here. Oh, speaking of Conrail, man. Spoiler alert, or not really, if you follow my buddy Ray's Trains at all. Dakman is going to be our guest for the 3 Rails 4 Dad show. That is next Friday, the 20th. Not this coming Friday. But Mr. Conrail himself, and Conrail's anniversary coming up here, so we thought we'd have him on the show. Actually, that's probably a good time to ask you guys. So we collect Steam era stuff. So early diesel, late Steam is kind of the sweet spot for what we collect and run here on the line. I don't have any modern diesels. pretty much, if it wasn't around when Steam was chugging around, it's not on our line. So there are diesels, but there's nothing like on the newer end. So Conrail is also very much so dieselization, post-dieselization and such. So we don't have any Conrail here. And I feel slightly silly because, okay, so the last time we had a guest that I wasn't signed up for, if you will, it was Kevin Quinn of the TCA, and I wasn't a TCA member at the time. I had been a guest member to be able to go to York a couple times, but there's no real active TCA presence here locally, so I didn't find personally a need to join, so I just didn't. And got an earful from some friends and Kevin. And I ended up joining because I wanted to support the organization, especially with the direction that Kevin was going with stuff. Very forward thinking, stuff that we needed in the hobby, I think. And now he's doesn't have a hand on the wheel there anymore, for lack of a better term. So I'm kind of afraid if I don't have any Conrail on the line and we have Dakman here, what's going to happen to Sean? Sean's fine. If anything, what's going to happen to me? He's going to berate me for not having any Conrail blue on the line. And we love blue. We love blue trains. So yeah, let me know. Should I get something Conrail just to have on the line, just to support my buddy Dakman? Even if it's just like a one-off thing, like I get it and then I sell it or flip it or do a giveaway or something. Oh, maybe a giveaway is not a bad idea. Do like for the Conrail anniversary coming up. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Speaking of the chat, no, I don't want to do a Windows backup. I skipped that last week too. Come on. Let's see. Don't forget Captain Andy's Conrail challenge. Yes, that's all part of kind of Conrail stuff going on. And I have not been able to participate in Captain Andy's Conrail challenge because, again, I don't have any Conrail. Kind of stinks. I mean, I want to run everything, but so my thing is, if I start doing modern, if I start branching out, and I did start to branch out to East Coast railroads, which one of my exceptions is back here on the line. I just really love the Class A. And this is a fantastic Lion Master of the Class A. It's got great sounds. The proportions on it are fantastic. It sits nice and low, too. I feel like it's one of the better proportioned Class A's out there that isn't scale. The scale ones obviously look great, but man, this one just sits really nice. And yeah, I don't. I'm afraid that if I get into the modern era, if I start getting modern diesels and such, then we definitely won't have any room for stuff down here. But I'm also afraid that I'm just going to end up backpedaling on that design, on that idea, because all my son does is run Steam stuff. He runs diesels occasionally. Usually he's running Steam and I'm left with the diesel. Like when we were running last night, I had these nice F3s here. These are Lion Chief Plus 2.0. I actually really like lashing these guys up with our big boy. It's really cool to see like a diesel and Steam lash up. But then he was running the Class A because I noticed he got him off the shelf there. And he's like, Dad, I want to run the Class A. I'm like, all right, I'll fish out the coal cars. That gray coal car, that Norfolk and Western coal car, the first one, the hopper, was weathered for me by my buddy Caleb Easter. So yeah, it's always fun to run that. That's half the reason I wanted. So I got the Class A from Art, and I got the hopper car from Caleb. And so I know they're not Midwest Western railroads and such, but I feel like I just have to keep this. And it just looks really cool and it runs great. Although I just fixed it. You know how like when you replace headlights on a car, like if one goes out, you're supposed to get both of them changed out because the other one's going to go anyways? It's the same thing for wiring on motors. If one of the wires, like on a diesel or in my case on articulated engines, is moving left and right and one of them breaks off, which did happen on this guy, you should probably reset the other one. And I didn't. And so Sunday, I think, when he got it out, he's like, Dad, I tried to run Class A, but the front wheels wouldn't run. I'm like, I know exactly what happened, because that's what happened last time, and I'm an idiot for not doing both at the same time while I was in there. Let's see. Life with Roscoe. Get a loan from someone. Oh, I don't need to owe any more people money. Actually, I've been doing pretty good because I've actually been sizing the collection down slightly. If you guys saw last week, I had some Rail King cars, some scale cars, and a diesel. The diesel is still up for grabs. That Rock Island Legacy engine for $350. That's a Legacy, basically brand new Legacy diesel in a stunning paint job. I've had a couple people asking about it, but nobody's gone for it yet. But then also my UP passenger set. I already had my my heavyweight daylight cars. I still have the streamliners. And Trainmaster Challenger, I'm saving you. Until you say otherwise, I'm saving you my Pennsylvania heavyweight cars too. What's going on, Big Rich? Speaking of people buying stuff, Big Rich, have they arrived yet? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. He got some freight cars for me, some of the scale variety. And he was asking about the Rock Island. You guys should peer pressure him to get the Rock Island, because it's still up for grabs. B&O Scale says yes to Conrail. E8s are in the Steam era. Yes, E8s are in the Steam era, but they are not in the fitting around 048 curves era. Especially as I work on the elevated line today. Spoiler alert. Clearance has definitely been a thing, even with smaller cars. So if you guys don't already know, my elevated line for our O-Gauge Railroad acts as a bat cave for a bunch of engine storage and a whole string of freight cars. And it goes all the way around the outer perimeter. Because I made 048 my minimum curve out there, I can then fit on the inside 036, and they barely fit. I had to make sure that some clearances, even just like for the tunnel entrance to get into them, and for the main line as cars are swinging out as they go past the tunnel entrance. I still have to test my big boy, because that thing's got to hang over like a sumbitch. So need to check that. Need to check some longer passenger cars, the 18-inch cars that I have that are the Katy, and the Rio Grande cars, the Heritage cars that I have. I need to double check clearances on those too. Those, I'm going to be running those quite a lot in the coming days, just to make sure that the clearances for this massive rock wall undertaking that I'm doing is going to work. Let's see. Oh man, I'm behind. Noah's in here. What's up, buddy? Conrail E8s or F units are within era, or at least the model itself is. Yeah, actually, so, and maybe it's the only one they did, but 9931, it's a Conrail RS3 that they actually re-engined with an EMD motive power instead of the Alco unit in it. But RS3s are in universe, I suppose. So I was thinking of getting that because I still have that older Lion Chief that just the motor burnt out on it. The sounds and everything still work on it, but motor don't work so well. So I was thinking, hey, if I get that Conrail and I run it for Dakman's thing, then I can kind of resto mod my other guy and get him running again. But then it means that I have to sacrifice a Conrail, and then I don't want to incur the wrath of Captain Andy or Dakman. So yeah, maybe that's not a good idea. A diesel tech and a merchant marine. You don't want to cross either of those guys. Oh, I see. Well, I got echo going on because you guys are listening right there. I'm sorry. Someone slapped me for that. Let's just go down to catch up. If you have never been to York, you can go your first time as a guest. Yes, Conrail, I have been to York. I've been 3 times now. After one time, you will need to become a member of TCA National. Yes. They had it originally where you could be like a guest, and then I think I was a guest twice. I forget how that worked out. But anyway, yeah, that's one of the things like with the York show is you've got to register, you've got to be a member to be able to do that. Although it is open to the public, I think the last 2 days. I'm fuzzy on the details there. On Friday afternoon, I got a Broadway Limited UP business car. Yes, you told me, Noah. Awesome. I wish they made one of those. That nice end car. I wish they made one of those in O scale. Or even like if Rail King line would take, like they kind of have that flat-ended observation car. If they, maybe I should just modify one. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. Big Little Short Line says, I have Rock Island H15 you're selling, but in Monon. It's a good runner. Has some great smoke output. Yes, it does. Wait, was the Monon a custom run from Muffins? I think I remember seeing that. Eric says, I have one GE-8 and I hardly run it. I stay with steam and early diesels. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it's like trying to stay in an era and such. On the other hand, steam is just fun. Wipeout, hello! Finally made the stream. I know it's kind of more like breakfast time for you than it is for lunchtime, but there's not really like a good way to do lunch for the whole United States without like catching people on the fringes of it's too early or it's too late. So thanks for joining me, buddy. Get more Western Pacific. Yes, I was looking at a couple of Western Pacific diesels to add, actually. Actually, one of the main culprits of being able to easily add other lines is the fact that I have these wonderful UP F3s. If they weren't a birthday present for my son, I would entertain the idea of selling these and getting an F3 and another road name, and then getting, okay, so call me crazy, but I think it's an E3. They got that nice long slanted front end nose. They make a Rail King City of Los Angeles. Buddy of mine has a set of them, and they look gorgeous, and they pair perfectly with these Rail King cars, obviously. But I was thinking of finding a set of those, and then either just running them normal, or converting them to Lion Chief, because I don't want to have multiple command control systems under here just to run one engine. So I might try and find a set of those, but these guys are super reliable. I'd probably jinx it. I'd probably doom myself if I got rid of these things in favor of alternate motive power. My E-unit's cut 036. Oh, your Rose Jewels got, what kind are they? Let me know, man. When I was once a guest to York a few years ago, yes. I don't know if you've been a guest years ago, if you can still be a guest again, Trainmaster Challenger, but if you're coming to York to meet me for those Pennsylvania passenger cars, you should probably figure that out. Or just hang out in the parking lot and not go in, but that's no fun. I believe Lionel E7s and E8s do fit around 048. Well, son of a gun. Maybe it's more of a clearance thing, and maybe that's... this wall. It's trying to wring the most out of the space that I have is both the fun of the challenge and the pain in the rear of the challenge. So, yeah. Jaden's in here. What's up, buddy? If I can't get to York, would you take a check or wire transfer? Probably something better to mention in messaging there. But yeah, I mean, literally, there's a guy that got some freight cars from me that's just mailing me a check. That's okay. I'm not like, if it's you guys, I'm okay with it. If I'm just like selling stuff random on eBay to people that I don't know, then yeah, it gets a little sketchier. But folks that know that I have stuff for sale or at least following the channel, at least kind of know me to an extent, so I'm fine with that. Raise Rails is in here. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us. I saw you got some great scores at that show. I like those. So you had those trees that you got. I'm curious into like making my own trees at some point here because I'm tired of just going to Hobby Lobby and getting the little pre-made ones because the root systems look dumb. I've got a bunch of bigger ones that are from Menards, but they all look the same. So yeah, it might be neat to figure out. Maybe I gotta watch some of your videos on how to make that scenery. Learning. We all learn from each other. It's a good time. By the way, no. Are you telling like the chat, or are you telling me? Because, all right, UP 1616 will be going with 1776 and 4014 with 3 support cars and 15 passenger cars for the western leg of the 4014 Coast to Coast tour. Yes. Yes, Captain Andy, I am going to Spring York, and I'm probably not going to be able to go to Fall York. So yeah, I'll be there in what it's like. We're like almost counting weeks now. It's about a month out, a little more than a month out. Let's see. Conroe says the general public can enter the Purple and Orange Hall on Friday and Saturday this April. Yes, that's right, because everything changes in the fall too. Wait, time to leave because Ray is here? Wait, did I miss Ray's trains? No, I see Ray's rails. I don't see... I mean, not to say you may not want to leave because of Ray's rails, but that guy's... Like, usually people kind of joke around with my buddy Ray with the live stream. I think you might have the wrong Ray there, pal. I gotta get some trees from my mountain. Looks too bare. Yeah, that's always the trick. Like, I have some trees, like, in the setting back here for Sean's station. See, Ray says, tell me again, do you go live every Tuesday? Yes, sir. Every Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, 10:30 Mountain Time, and 9:30 in the morning for my buddy Wipeout. Good morning. Welcome to the day. Actually, hopefully you've been up for a while. I can't remember the last time I slept until 9:30. The joys of fatherhood. Let's see. Big Rich said, oh, no, wait. Big Little Short Line is saying to Big Rich that he loves the C420s. So I can't place what those look like. Let's see. Have them in a video on Joker's ugly engine challenge. You can see what they are. Hit me up. There's not too many Rays, man. There's 2. There's Ray's trains and Ray's rails. That's it. There are too many Mikes, too many Chris's, too many Sams, and too many Erics. That's part of the reason why I chose Dadified for the name on here. Like, Mike's Trains. All right. Everyone and their mom follows the insert name and then insert, trains here. At least Art calls it Art's Model Trains. Ray's just got the Ray's Trains going on. That's fine. Although it's funny because Ray's Trains, if you look at it weird, says Ray's Trains. Like, oh, got that spot in my neck. Let's see. What's up, everyone? Hi, Sam. Thanks for joining us. Corey says, sleep. What's that, right? He knows what's up. The Papillion Train Show is this week. That's right, Jaden. You can bet your caboose I'm going. Yay! He says, I'm actually planning on meeting me there. Yay! Well, I'll be there Sunday. I work all day Saturday. If I didn't have so much going on, then I'd try and take a Saturday off. But the few Saturdays I can ask off for, I need to reserve for other stuff. And mercifully, the train show is both Saturday and Sunday. That's this weekend if you're in the Omaha area. If you're in the Midwest at all, my buddy from Kansas City is driving up to see us as well. But yeah, I can't even remember what the date is for this Friday. This Friday, no, not Friday the 13th. Look out for ladders and black cats and mirrors. But the 14th, Saturday the 14th, and Sunday the 15th at the Papillion Landing Field House in Papillion, Nebraska, just south of Omaha. It's basically a suburb of Omaha. And the train show there is from 9 to 4 on Saturday and 9 to 3 on Sunday. And I will be there probably around lunch, probably like 11 or 12 or so. I'll try and get there. I got stuff going on in the morning Sunday, but I'll I'll be there probably the tail end of the show. Try and pick up. I don't know that Milwaukee Road. Another Northern, but that S3 number 261. Friend of mine in the Railroaders Club, the Nebraska Iowa Railroaders, has had it for sale for like the last 2 or 3 shows that I've been to now, and he brought the price down quite a bit in the winter. But I'd already spent all of my fun money on getting Christmas stuff at that point. I was already tapped out. I should have just asked him, like, before, like, even he goes to the trouble of trying to bring it to the show. Hey, still got the engine for sale? Can I get it here so we don't have to worry about bringing it to the show? But also, again, I'm still worried about clearance. That's one of those engines that, clearance might be an issue. I have not heard from folks reliably if the S3... if the Milwaukee Road Northerns can clear 048. So yeah, I don't know if I should go for that. It's the 2010 version. It's got that cool cylinder steam effect. Let's see. Roscoe has to admit there is only one Dell. Yep, there's only one Dell Hudson, that's for sure. Sometimes I think I'm the only girl who likes trains. Well, that's all right, because the more the merrier. Guys, gals, dogs, doesn't matter. My corgi likes the scent that I have in the smoke units right now. It's that maple syrup, I think. And I notice since I've been running it in some of these trains now, she's like jumping up on the couch, kind of sniffing over to see what's going on. She doesn't really do that with the sugar cookie, but with the maple one she does. I wonder if it's because like when we cook like bacon, sometimes it kind of smells like that. Let's see. Oh, Sam's in here. We just talked about the name problem. Yes, we abso-freaking-lutely did. All right, last... oh, did I miss one up here? I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry. Oh, Big Little Short Line probably already ran, but thanks for coming. Big Rich says, last night was my first day off. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning running trains. Yeah, it's a good time. Live on Sunday? No, not going live on Sunday. I'll be at the train show on Sunday. What Big Rich says, what real Graham diesel locomotives do you have? I don't know what you mean by that. What Graham? Wait, Mike, been looking for that S3. You don't get it, man. What's he want for it? Ah, oh, interesting. So if I get it and it doesn't work around here, then I can just sell it to you. Okay. I think he was asking like $700 for it, which is pretty cheap for an engine that big. Although not as cheap as I got the 844. That was a great deal. John's in here too. What's up, Chooch? Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Joe Hampton. I see a big block of text here. Joe says, this last weekend we had a model train show at the Union Station here in Ogden. Yay. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I only made it Sunday trying to get rid of all my G-scale stuff to the G guys. Did you? Did they all take it? Let's see. Mike, somebody told me the 2010 Lionel is better than the current products. He knows way more than I do. And I gotta agree. I have way more luck with like pre-2015 Lionel Legacy stuff than I do, especially secondhand stuff later on. It just seems more finicky. I'm having actually trouble with this thing. Brand new RBP Trains SW8 switcher. And it's not even like how it runs. It's a connection thing. I'll have it running off of a Cab 1L with my base 3, no problem. And then I'll have it running off of Lion Chief. Like we'll bring it to my train club, or we'll just run it on the elevated line. I want something more simple to run it with. And then just randomly, it will open the rear coupler. What? I didn't press that. And then I put it back together and it keeps going. It does it again. I'm like, son of a biscuit, what's going on? So I don't know if it's something with him that needs to be reset with the engine, with something with maybe the remotes supposedly do updates. I don't know. Let me know if you've had that issue. Bill says Mike's. Oh no, I already read that one about the S3. Aiden says I just got accepted into Michigan Tech University Tracks to the Future program, which should help me build a portfolio for becoming a locomotive engineer for a Class 1 railroad. Wow, dude, I think I speak for. There's a couple folks that are into trains, model trains, that don't care for like actual trains and such. But most of us are into both. So I think I speak for most of the hobby. Congrats. That's awesome. We'll give you a little toot toot. Hey, if we wave, please give us a horn show, okay? As long as you don't get in trouble for it. Son of a biscuit, thanks. Ah, biscuits. I feel like I get that from Bluey, watching too much of that. What's up, Rick? Thanks for joining us. What's up, buddy? Indie Aquatics is in here too. Yay. Mike, can you please help me with getting a TCA membership and ticket for York? Nope. You can go to the website. They've changed the website a couple times. It's not exactly the easiest thing to navigate. And the last time I tried, it's not that I'm trying to be a jerk. It's the last time I tried to help somebody else, it ended up being way more complicated than it needed to be. And it's like, man, if you want to do something, you should probably just do it. Or just call the TCA and be like, I want to be a member. Because they still have people at the offices answering the phones. It wouldn't, so I was a guest member and I had like a member number. And I was trying to like reactivate my account when I became a full member because I let it lapse. And so I had to call in order to do that. And she did it super quick, super nice. But I still couldn't do it online. I had to call in. So if you're having any trouble, just look up Eastern Division TCA York, and there's a whole registration thing that you can fill out. I mean, if a 40-year-old dad can figure it out, then you young whippersnappers can, uphill both ways in the snow. So yeah, should be good. And if you have trouble with it, don't ask me because I am by no means an expert in that. Let's see. Newt's in here. Greetings and salutations. Newt was our Mention Monday this week too. So thanks for all the fun stuff you do. I didn't realize how many folks didn't like. Now there's a lot of things I don't like about AI, but I think his like little fun cartoons are pretty funny. The little caricature kind of deal, especially when he started doing them to Ray, and then I even got one in there. And then he did one about all the boomers that are all hating on all the modern stuff, and like, this is funny stuff. And then I saw a bunch of folks in the comments that are like, no, like maybe like no AI at all for those folks. Like, whoa. I mean, I thought it was a little funny. Maybe I'm not as up to snuff. I'm terrible with like all the public pulse current events kind of stuff, mostly because it just doesn't seem fun. I'm a big kid. Platte Valley Railroad says, I just bought a brand new Aberdeen and Rockfish GP7. I have the same issue with the rear coupler. I was able to fix it though. How did you fix it? Let me know, man. That's also a wonderfully colored engine. I love the paint job on those. Trainmaster Challenger tried registering. It keeps confusing you. I don't know if I'd have to look, and I'm not going to do it while I'm streaming right now. But I mean, I'll do what I can. But at a certain point, like there's a form, fill it out. I can't do that for you. I don't know your soc. I'm kidding. You don't need your soc to do this. Had to take off the wrap on the rear electrocoupler, able to rewrap the copper and fix it. It was misaligned and making contact with the metal on turns for me. Oh, interesting. I didn't even think. I just thought it was a remote thing, because it was. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Newt did not pay a cent for that mention. I do those just for funsies to kind of say, hey, thanks for being cool in the community and such. String hates AI. It's killing the environment, and it's why RAM storage for PCs is ridiculously expensive right now. Oh. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are ridiculously terrible for the environment. I have had to jump through the EPA hoops to get my get my STI tuned up on. I did a flex fuel conversion kit on that. So on corn juice, my car makes about 360 wheel and 430 pound-feet of torque, and it's a good time. But like for me to do modern tuning now, I have to like do a whole bunch of stuff backwards and a bunch of emission stuff, and I don't know. It feels like they're coming after the wrong people. It's like guys tuning Subarus and import cars and such is a small portion of the emissions problem. We make up, like, punishing us doesn't even put a dent in the ozone layer. All the gigantic corporations and stuff that have all these factories and such, that's what's doing it, but they just keep coming after the little guys. I don't know that AI is little at this point. It's probably a bigger impact than what we're doing. But there's also probably other things that have big impacts as well. Or maybe we should all just stop using AI and go find our graphic artist friends that are all out of jobs because of AI. Because that's what I had somebody asking the other day who made my, oh, did you use AI to make your channel logo? No. I used a person. I sent my buddy's brother, who I knew was a graphic artist, and paid him money to said, hey, I wanted to make a logo that looks like the Overland logo for Union Pacific, but have it say Dadified and the secondhand Overland. And he nailed it. It's exactly what he did. Yeah, there's people out there that have talent that can do this sort of stuff for you. But now that everybody can just go to ChatGPT and type a few words in and let it, make something for you. Now everyone can make all these custom things and everything, but I don't know. I'd rather a human do that, I suppose. Like for something that you're going to use for your channel, that's going to be like something that you potentially make stickers for, or shirts for, or have a cool wood burning of that Mad Train's wife made for me that I absolutely love. Yeah, if you're going to use something like that, get somebody actually talented to do it instead of putting a couple prompts into a ChatGPT thing. That's just me. Oh yeah, Robert Green says, yeah, you can't just go to York and just join there too. That's true. A little bit of a line in the Blue Hall, but it's all right. AI is incredibly controversial for good reason. All right, well, that's all the more reason for me. I think some people would confuse like that they saw like the AI stuff on my post and thought that I was doing it. Like, no, I'm just sharing what he made that I thought was kind of funny. Let's see. Yes, as a PC builder, the RAM prices are insane. So trains are more affordable, is what you're saying. Yay, more trains, less AI. Newt will be wearing his McMuffin shirt at York. Very nice. I can't wait to see you guys there. It's going to be great. If your car gets 20 miles a gallon, plus you're not part of the emissions... I think you mean emissions problem, not admissions. I guess missiles and bombs don't damage the environment. Yep, no, that's... There's all sorts of terrible stuff we're doing for the environment, but we want to... Everyone has their angle. Like, I don't want people to come after the tuner guys because I do that. People don't want people to go after the AI guys because they use it. Bomb guys don't want them to go after the bomb guys because they use bombs. I don't know. Like, everyone's going to defend what they do. In some cases, it's probably like, hey, if we stop doing this, well, like, if you're a graphic designer, you probably want AI to end because your workflow of things that people are coming to you for has probably greatly diminished, if not completely dried up. Especially if you're just doing it for funsies on the side. It's like everyone can just make a channel logo or whatever. Let's see. Time to break down and get a laptop. What laptop? What do I run? I run a free one that my buddy said, hey, my work's getting rid of a bunch of these old obsolete Intel Core i5 7th gen. Dude, you're getting a Dell. And it needs an update. And it's literally coming apart. But it works. Yeah, I don't use anything fancy. I'd rather spend my money on trains. Oh yeah, Jaden says the stream's thumbnail shows Boston and Maine T1. Gonna be running that. Well, it's not quite a Boston and Maine T1. But no, I can't run that because I was hoping the parts to fix it would be in by today, but I think they're gonna arrive tomorrow instead. But yeah, I've got something else new I'm working on, and as long as things, I don't know what the deal is with FedEx this week. I had 2 packages that should have easily arrived by the end of last week, if not by Monday. One of them is finally arriving today. The other one still doesn't have an update for it. I don't know what happened to FedEx, but a package from California and a package from Georgia, opposite ends of the country, both had delays like way longer than I'm used to seeing. Yeah, Captain Andy, yeah, they should ban electric cars. You want to talk about an environmental disaster? Yeah, there's all sorts of terrible ideas that we've come up with recently, aren't there? There's always an angle. There's always a so here's the thing that I've always seen. Like, someone made like this really well thought out, really well presented, all this stuff about how EVs, even though there are environmental impacts to them, EVs still, the good still outweighs the bad. Okay, and then there's a whole other one that does all this other research, and the good does not outweigh the bad. And so I feel like we're at a point where there's so much information out there that whatever conclusion you want to run to, there is enough information out there to support your side of the thing and just be like, well, that's the end of it. Like, they're both wrong or they're both right, or I don't even know. Like, how do you discern one from the other? Like, are you dismissing this and adding this, or is this not a legitimate? I can't keep track of all the works cited stuff on all these research projects on what's good and what's bad. It seems like there's enough information flooded out there that can support both. It just depends on whoever's report you read. Oh, dibs on the S3. Dude, thanks, Big Rich. Woo! I was on Nick's Crossings live stream a little bit later last night, and it's always fun getting a little surprise in there for a live stream for a super chat. Thanks, Big Rich. Dude, it's been so wonderful connecting with you though with the freight cars and just talking about stuff. I am so glad Dell got me in touch with you, because I was like, hey, Big Rich contacted me and said that he wants, this and this and this from your sale thing. And then right out of the gates, he's like, I would text him first. Like, oh, good. That actually worked out well. So yay, having friends like Dell to help connect with people like you. So thanks, Rich. That's awesome. Have those cars arrived? Are they getting there soon? I know I mailed them out kind of end of last week, so maybe not yet. Harold, always watch your show. Take care. Thanks from Okoboji. Thanks for joining us. I don't know how I missed you. Oh wait, you're still in here maybe. I'd rather have a V8 engine. Yep, I love seeing those. There's like a shot at like a car show and big old V8. And you said, I want me to trade in this car for an electric vehicle. You must be out of your mind. And you just hear some big old rumbly grumblies. Sounds good. Big dog. That's right, New. Big spender. Let's see. String says, my boyfriend, his first train set, and it was supposed to be here today, but it isn't even shipped. And my train was supposed to be here yesterday. Mail is having a bad month. I guess so. I don't know what's going on. What did you guys get? Or is that a secret? If it's a secret, you don't have to tell us, but would love to know what you guys are getting. That's cool. I like the Captain America Corgi pillow. Yes, thanks, Jaden. Daphne's around here somewhere. She's probably by the window instead. But I think my father-in-law got that for us. It's just a pillow cover, but it's funny. Let's see. Also, if I'm trying my best to keep up with comments today, guys, but if I miss something, say it again. Volvo Penta came into our dealer to pitch the all-electric for boats. We laughed. Nice one, Sam. Confused Shovel says, personally, I prefer a regular engine over electronics, though I admit there are some cool electric cars. Yes, I don't think there's an end-all, be-all answer for everything. the world is way too diverse and has way too specific, even just like region-specific needs. Like you live in the city, EVs are probably a great idea because, short distances, congestion, you can just plug it in, no lower emissions, stuff like that. But EVs out here in the Midwest, once you get outside Omaha, good luck trying to find yourself a charging station. The infrastructure thing, but even outside of infrastructure range, and even outside of range, to be able to charge it quickly. And then even once you solve all these other extra problems and everything, and you increase the battery output, and you do all this, and you do all that and everything, and it's like, yeah, I wonder if the environmental impact is any better or worse. Because, yeah, I can tell you for sure, if I were driving to York in April, which I am, and I had an electric car, it would take me way longer to do that than in my good old dinosaur blood-burning Subaru. So, yeah. Tempted to bring the STI this time. But I borrowed my mom's Crosstrek, and she's got that cool adaptive cruise control and everything on there, and that made the travel a breeze. And when you're doing a trip that long by yourself, anything to take kind of fatigue off is probably a good thing. Not that good old rumbly bumbly blue STI wouldn't be fun, but after 17 hours of driving, please just kill me now. I'm not 18 anymore. Let's see. Oh, Big Rich said, yes, they're well boxed and packed. I need to show Ray how to do that. Not just wrapped in paper around boxes and sent it out. Oh, whoops. Come on, Ray. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, funny. Jaden says, I always kind of wanted to see the Milwaukee Road 261 because it probably operated in Council Bluffs and Omaha with the rest of the S3s. I think 261 was one of the only ones that worked south of Minneapolis. The rest of them were all working kind of the lines east and west of Minneapolis. They weren't really going south very often. So 261 isn't just a cool engine, not just because it still exists, but also because for folks like you and I, it's got some local ties too. And that's always something that I kind of like, which is another reason I kind of want one. Plus, S3s ran passenger service and fast freight service. So I don't have to get another set of passenger cars. I can just run freight cars that I already have and get a caboose and call it a day. So, I don't know. Big Rich may not be getting that. I don't know. It's also like really close to York. Let's see. But speaking of Big Rich, thanks again, man. You guys don't ever have to donate unless you want to see me blush on screen, which I do. Let's see. It has a Lion Chief 080 starter set and got the TMCC Hudson. Oh, did you get the TMCC Lion Master Hudson or a different one? I know they made a couple in those. So if he's got the Lion Chief, then do you guys have like a base to be able to control the TMCC Hudson? Like a base 1 or base 3 or whatever? Or are you guys just going to run it conventionally, which you totally can do? Well, that's cool. Does Ray wrap his with discarded Doritos bags? Nice. He's always snacking on his streams. I've just got my water. Bill says, the people who want you to drive electric cars fly in private jets, own yachts that burn more fuel than your car ever can. Yeah, probably true. Let's see. Oops, I missed a big block of text there. String says, once I ordered vintage Lionel train and there was zero packaging, everything was just stacked on top, logo and cars, the box was, and it was all destroyed. $120 down the drain. That stinks. I'm really sorry that happened. I got the worst packing job still is probably, well, there's a tie for me. The T1 duplex that didn't have its original box. You could literally see the box bulging from the poor packaging job that he had done, and it was a little bit messed up inside. And then my Daylight, my GS4 K-Line Daylight, was immaculate in the photos, was in the original box, very little runtime, original, like the you could still see the tread pattern on the traction tires from K-Line. It looked amazing. He even still had like the box of the extra traction tires to kind of prove that it wasn't just fresh ones they'd put on. And then when he shipped it, the box that he shipped in was bigger than the K-Line box, which is fine. You just put in packing material to fill in the spaces. Nope. Just ship it like that. And it was literally jangling around and came out of the box, inside the box, and beat itself to pieces. Scratches in the paint, a bunch of the little grab handles and everything all busted off. It was a disaster. I was so bummed. I was so sad. Fixed it. Runs great. Runs on my buddy's layout now because I got a different daylight because I'm a little crazy. What's the case with every big 484? Let's see. Been going to train show and have found B&O are hard to find. What's a nice set? I don't know very many B&O myself. I know lots of CNO steamers and such. Baltimore and Ohio does have some nice diesels out there, though, especially these streamlined diesels. That nice bright blue, yellow pinstripe, black stripe, white kind of deal. I forget what they called that paint scheme, but those are nice ones. The TMCC Hudson. Oh, it's the old Wabash Hudson. And they were long distance. Wait, and we are long distance. Oh, you got TMCC base and an MTH DCS base. The Hudson is brand new, and it's one I've wanted for years, so I'm happy. Wonderful. I actually almost got one of those. We sold our, because I wanted more of a Midwest kind of themed Hudson, and so I sold my pacemaker Hudson. So cool. I love that engine, but I sold it because we weren't really running a whole lot of East Coast stuff. And then I was like, hey, you know what? Get the Wabash Cannonball. Get the Wabash Hudson. And I was originally going to find a Hudson Lion Master and just paint it dark blue and do the pinstripes and everything myself and make one. But instead, I accidentally ended up finding the Meteor, which is another blue engine, and it looks amazing. And so the Wabash Hudson thing has kind of been shelved. It's still going to be a different blue if I do it. It'll be like a darker blue than what's on this is kind of more of a true blue. But yeah, congrats. Very cool. If you need any help with any of that stuff, let me know. Leave a comment in my videos. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you guys have, if you need help with any of that stuff, especially if you're getting started. I make a bunch of getting started videos to help folks answer questions that are common. Questions that I couldn't find easily when I was getting started that I wanted to make accessible for you guys. If it's not a diesel or an EM, B&O steam is hard to find. Yeah, B&O scale trains would probably know a thing or two about that. Watching our O scale makes you want to get back into O. Yeah, I mean, the more the merrier. For some, it's a space thing. That was almost a thing here until I figured out that Lion Master existed and I could cheat with corners. Steamer Willie says, I saw Western Pacific Lion Master Challenger on Facebook. Oh, on Marketplace. Cool. The downside with that, as Cody Wipeout Trains will attest to, is it looks nothing like the Western Pacific Challengers. They're a completely different design. They're kind of monstrous if you look them up. Everything's like overbuilt and overspec'd and just like, they're cool. But it doesn't look a thing like the Alco Challenger that they just, Lionel just, hey, they made Challengers, great, print it. Hey, they made Challenger 2, great, print it. Like the Delaware and Hudson Challenger that they make in Lion Master. It's just a UP Alco Challenger with Delaware and Hudson stuff on it. It's kind of a bummer. Clinchfield, yes. Rio Grande, yes, briefly. UP, obviously, yes. But everything else gets a little bit more specific, which is a shame. They should just make the Lion Master in the other ones. I ordered mixing bowls on eBay. The shipper put them in a box with no protection, and one was just shards when I got them. They must not have been the Tupperware that they showed on Napoleon Dynamite. Oh man, I'm getting close to an hour, folks. An S4 Hudson, which explains the memory mix-up sounds similar, obviously. Oh, I see. He's responded to somebody else. Okay, trying to catch up here. Chooch says, I've never had problems with trains getting shipped, though. Lucky you. It's way easier to replace Tupperware than a whole freaking train. Harold says, did you see the Canadian National paint scheme on the 250? Yes. That Eagle train looks amazing. So cool. Love it. Newt says to Indie Aquatic, check out the B&O Royal Blue with the Woodside passenger cars Lionel did. Really nice if you can still find it. That is true. I forgot about that set. A buddy of mine has a set of those in Tennessee, I think. String asks, are you thinking of the Wabash from 1993? The whistle on it sounds like a ghost train. It's incredible. Yes. Yes, that one. That's one that I almost got. Or one that I was going to base a paint scheme off of for doing that paint on a Lion Master instead. Let's see. Oh, Anthony says space isn't the issue with O. It's the dinero. Yeah, they get expensive. Although really nice HO is getting expensive too, and it's half the size. So, whew. I've had lots of trouble with shipping the half of trains I buy. I have to ship back. Ouch. Bill says he got a UP auxiliary tender and it arrived in 100 pieces. Well, an auxiliary tender shouldn't have that many pieces. It's just a tank with all the railings and stuff. But that stinks. String says, I'm thinking of getting the Warhorse Hudson set next, but it's a little pricey, so, it's going to be a while. That's fine. Put it on your list. Plan ahead or put it in a wish list somewhere and see if the price comes down. There's all sorts of, I didn't get all these overnight. We've been collecting these for the last 3 years now. I think I'm, averaging a train a month, which is bad. But I've also sold some trains, so there's that. Christmas always does me in, though, because this year my son got 2. I have Weaver. Harold says I have Weaver Brass Steam. Says QSI. Can I do Blue Nami? I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sid has done some Weaver engines in Blue Nami, so I'm pretty sure that's possible. Big Rich says N scale is expensive. That big boy I have in N scale smokes was over $600. Holy shnikes! That's almost the price I paid for one of my used Lion Master big boys. I have the Warhorse, Norfolk and Western, and I like it a lot. I think the cars are like this one, aren't they? For the Warhorse set, that gray type. I thought it would be fun, instead of getting them all gray, to find them in all these different colors. The dark blue one back here used to be the one with the flaps on top. I think they call it a concrete car. And then the brown one was empty, so I put a coal load on that. The black one was a post-war one that I found with busted up trucks, so I just put modern trucks on it and called it a day. And then another gray one over there, I don't think that one had a coal load either. So I literally made a coal consist for our Class A over here. That's all kind of Norfolk Western multicolored. I don't know, I thought it was fun. Having everything look the same is fine. Having everything look different is fine. But I don't have anything that's uniform looking like this that are all still different colors. So that was fun to do. It really helps someone doesn't grab the one I'm looking at on eBay. Yeah. I have to watch Sid. Thank you. Yes, Harold. I learned how to do my Blue Nami conversion from watching Sid's videos. It's still something you have to do, engine by engine, but the stuff that he shows you and the basics on what you have to do, it's all there. So if you follow that stuff to a T, then you'll be fine. And I need to get around to mine, but I'm doing this big old layout thing. Ooh, we're about to hit the hour mark. I should probably show you guys a disaster that I have going on over here. What have you been looking for? Something about it kind of bothers me, and I can't tell what. It looks and sounds really, really nice. It's also on my shopping list. Which one are you talking about? I must have missed it. I just got a new tent today, and I'm breaking it in at York. Think I'll be steaming crabs in the RV lot. Dude. York's going to be... everyone's like, ooh, fall York is where it's at. I feel like spring York is going to be fun this year. Like, not that it's not already, but I feel like Spring York is going to be surprisingly well attended. Harold, thanks for joining us. Take care, buddy. Let's see. Essentially, post-war MPC upgrade with TMCC and rail sounds. We need more stuff like that. Yeah, there's actually quite a few Lion Chief engines that are essentially updated post-war MPC era engines. So it's kind of neat to have like the old look and everything, but to still have the newer operation and such. Thanks for joining us, Harold. Pilot drummer. Oh crap! I totally forgot about the time change. Well, you're all over the place. What time zone are you in today, buddy? He's a pilot, if you couldn't tell from his name. Camping out of you. Oh, we hit an hour. Congratulations, Aiden. Take a drink for you. Oops, I just spilled water on the laptop. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, thanks, Bill, for reminding folks about the like button. String says, I found on eBay an 040 that uses Lion Chief Plus, but it uses the tooling of the TMCC K-Line model, and it's really neat. That sounds just like this little guy. If it's an 040, I think you're looking at this one. Fantastic model. I love the molded-in details are nice. The exterior details are nice as well. Especially on the tender too, like you got the metal grab handles and everything. Okay, so for me, for a switcher, having a super detailed legacy switcher isn't bad, but switchers are usually like in the yard somewhere. The main show is going to be the engines, so these don't have to be super detailed. And surprisingly, the crawl speed on this thing, even just with a Lion Chief remote, is actually really slow. And he's got electric couplers on the front and the rear, and that little bit of that wire that holds the two together so that way it doesn't lose power over switches. It's probably the best steam switcher I've ever used. So if it's this one that you're talking about, go for it. Awesome engine. Home in Arizona, but we don't change our clocks. You're good. Yeah, we have little green and apparently tiny green. My son calls this one Slopey, because it's got a slope back tender, so we're going to go with that. Steamer Willie says, I got a Lion Chief RS3 up and running. Nice. I think you got the same one I have, that 1292. It's technically an RS2. It's an RS3 model by Lionel standards. And physically, the RS3 and RS2 aren't different, really. And UP's version was an RS2. It's formerly the mustard train. What? Oh, yeah. Wait. This one? Specifically, you got the same one? Yeah. The pea soup boiler? I did see another one on eBay recently. Just ordered a Legacy 040. See, they're still nice, though. Like, if you get Legacy in these switchers, they're still a nice engine. I wonder if it's just updated tooling or if it's a completely different engine, because like this is molded in, this is molded in, this obviously isn't. All these details on the side are molded in. I wonder if they're the same model, just modified, or if it's completely different tooling. My only thing is the two chuffs for the running gear. I'm a serious stickler for running gear detail. Yeah, Aiden, that's a good point, because this doesn't have, if this had the 4 chuffs, whoo, it'd be fantastic. And if this was Lion Chief Plus 2.0, it would have the 4 chuffs. But it's just a Lion Chief Plus, so it's just got the 2. So still not terrible. The regular Lion Chief starter set ones are just chuff, chuff, chuff. Those are always a little bit sad, so this one's chuff, 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 instead of chugga, 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 chugga. There, I just did Lion Chief Plus, and Lion Chief Plus 2.0, The Performance by Dadified. I'm such a dork. Rio Grande is better sounding name now that I think about it. Rio Green is a better sounding name. There we go. My only 2 gripes... Oh, you already said the chuffs thing. I have to agree with both. I have the Legacy and the Lion Chief. Yep. Wait, you have both of them, Big Rich? Man. By that I mean odd mustard yellow paint job. Had it in before I repainted it. Yes. Small steam switchers are great. Especially what? Ooh, you have weathered ones. Cool. That's something I haven't delved into yet. I'm mostly afraid that if I start weathering stuff, then I'll want to weather everything. And then weathered stuff has terrible resale value usually. So if I ever decide to flip something or sell something or downsize or whatever, there goes all the value. So just never sell your trains because he who dies with the most trains wins. Or she. Does that count if the train died on its way to you, like that box of trains that you got? Let's see. I really like the small steam switch. Oh, you already said that one. Harry's in here. Hey, buddy. We just lost Harold, and now we got Harry. Yay. Good job. The thing is, the auction is really sketchy. It's the 040 with Western Maryland Pacific, but the description doesn't even mention the 040. Actually, that's part of the fun. When things aren't listed properly, as long as you can like message the seller and make sure you know what you're getting, it makes it harder for other people to search for. I have come across some awesome deals on poorly listed items. Eric says, I have the Legacy Long Island 040. Runs and looks great. Has Pennsylvania red cab roof. Yeah, those are super cool. I always like my buddy Bobby, CWF Trains, has a ton of Long Island stuff. I think I've seen that on his channel. But yeah, if you guys want, while we've got a little bit of a break in the action, let's check out what's going on behind you. Oops. Oh, man. Oh, man. Holy shnikes. So, obviously this won't stay in here, but the roof is off. Everything's... I basically tore it down to just the carpet itself. Because, two things. One, I am obviously redoing the elevated line. But two, in order to fit... scenery. So you see how there's just grass here between these cars? This is where a rock wall should be. And originally, you can't really tell anymore because I vacuumed it all up. But this line here that goes... I guess I should probably tell you guys what's going on first. The outer line is the main line. It goes through a tunnel way back there along the back wall. That remains. But... from this post here, from the inside of this tunnel, from here, all along here, and all along the outside here, and there, those are where a wall should be. Because all of this stuff gets covered in gigantic, super cool, hidden, super secret squirrel engine storage. And if I can find it... wait, what was I looking for? I was looking for the rock. Now, it's too harsh of a curve on this specific piece. But going past... I might even change the colors, make it darker even. This is one of my first pieces that I did. But this is thin enough to be able to fit... like even with the wood out here, this is still thin enough to be able to clear for engines going by. So what I'm going to need to be doing though first is measuring and making sure that the overhang for big passenger cars, like those big 18-inch cars. I know big 18-inch cars is an oxymoron for some of you because for some of you 21-inch cars are even small somehow. But the overhang is what I need to watch out for when they're coming around here. And so not only is this wall going to potentially be an impact point, but the actual like rock itself. So forming the rock, because this is all essentially rock, forming the rock is going to be trickier because I have way more of it to do and I have to get all the curves and angles right, and I've only got a couple of molds to work with. So yeah, I'm going to go check out the chat over here. and see what y'all are saying about this, because I can't really see it on this end. See if I just lift this up and do that number, then I can still kind of see ya. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. Let's see. Yeah, String, she says, don't steal the 040, I have dibs. Yeah, telling us what you're bidding on right now. Hey, we will know if somebody does outbid here. That was probably in here, so we'll have a short list of people to beat up. Let's see. Ryobi Gang, yes. I've got a Home Depot nearby, and that's how I started working on the house. So lots of Ryobi tools here. See that Frisco Decapod? If it wasn't so expensive, I would totally get one. The side rods on the Decapods are so fun to watch. Yes. Yeah, so Frisco's hiding in there. My Lion Master Challenger 3976 is hiding in there. And then the Meteor, that big old blue with the white stripe, is in there. And obviously the Texas Special. That's kind of the only line that isn't really accessible. But literally, if I ever need to get to stuff on here, the tunnel portal here, I can just clear this and reach in and grab something. So I kind of put engines that I don't use as frequently over there. He's just up there for now. We ran him pretty recently. But the other thing that's a little bit weird about all of this is how I have it hooked up. And this is something I tried to improve, but apparently didn't. There's a diamond. So I've got the main loop line that comes all through here. This is all one line. And that comes out at a switch that's underneath the big blue guy right there. Then the one that he's on comes back, and I guess there's two Frisco engines here. There's 1630 and 4500, both of which still exist, by the way. And they're sitting on one of the more gradual sidings, so that way they don't derail. And then on this tighter siding here, I've got 3976. But then right underneath his tender is a crossover that simply supplies power to the other side of the portal over there. You can kind of see at the top, you can see how there's two lines coming out of the portal. So you won't see any of this stuff. You'll just see... You'll just see the portals, the faces out here. So you can see like a car from this, but this is all covered. And then there's obviously another portal that goes over those two lines as well. So it looks like more than what's going on. So that element I am obviously keeping, but the scenery around it is massively changing. And I made a tweak in order, again, to bring in this line here, so that way I had more clearance between these cars and any overhang that they have to make sure that they don't come into contact with stuff here. But then I also need to make sure that it's not so far out that it comes into contact with 18-inch passenger cars that might be overhanging onto this side. So it's going to be very tight right here. But everything else I should be fine with. And I guess it gets a little tight back over here as well. I was actually thinking of doing a tunnel portal out here instead. Like coming out like that. Or even like that. So that way I don't have to worry about the clearances in here, because this gets super tight. Yeah, and then just... That could work really well, actually. It has to be the single, not the double. That might work. Still a work in progress, obviously. Still a gigantic mess. Got all my supports for, the elevated line will rest on top of this. And I still have the one part left of the elevated line, the terminal track. That'll go up, obviously. But yeah, so that's been fun. And got all this mess over here with all... These guys were all stored inside the mountain. The buildings I took all the snow off of them. My son was telling me, Dad, why do we still have snow on the layout? The snow has thawed. The snow has melted. You're right. Does that mean that you want to help me update the layout? I don't know. Let's see. I think I brought it up, didn't I? Let's finish this thing out. I do have to wrap it up so I can A, get some more work done on this, B, clean it up before the wife gets home and kills me. Oh, holy smokes, he just jumped in. Yeah, the elevated line got obliterated by a tornado. What post-war stuff do I have? Right now, I've just got a couple of freight cars and a Scout 1654 from 1947. That's it. Everything else is command control from like late 90s on up. Actually, that's not true. I do have that like 80s NPC era little Santa Fe that I used in the most recent video. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of old stuff. I'd like to get some more. And once we get the elevated line sorted out again, then I'll probably get some more. Bino says, Mike, any idea how tall your tunnel portals are? I'm getting set up to build another mountain with my elevated line going over the top. My thing is, as long as the elevated line is level, is not shorter than the top of your tunnel portal, then you're good. So just measure whatever tunnel portal you're going to do and make sure that your height is, because that's one other thing that I'm going to redo all those posts in there and make them taller, so that way the tunnel portal isn't like sticking up out of the ground besides it. Rick Fuchs says, Mike, can you extend that grade curve a bit to give you more clearance between the tracks? Even an inch may be helpful. Extend the grade curve. You mean like just the outer line? I mean, it's fast track, so I'm kind of locked. If it was like flex track, then I could probably eke out a little bit more, but there's not a whole lot else I can really do. Like, I could add like, no, the table's not really big enough for me to expand much further. And if I get any closer to the edge, then woohoo! Goodbye! Also, I didn't actually crash the T1 duplex. I just put it on the ground and took some video of it to make you guys think I did. Sorry about that if I fooled you in that short. But I had fun fooling you. Should have saved that for April Fools. String says, yes, put the biggest train on the tightest turn and position the tender in such a way where it can get hit if you miscalculate how many cars are in there. There's 12 around the outside. The longest loop, there's 12 freight cars and a caboose in there. Or in this case, 12 freight cars and a wrecking crane. Add small fitter pieces. Like to actually like angle it? I don't know. Might be cool. Adding a recess on a curve like that, cut out where the storage line is slightly exposed to add depth, kind of to make it look like another track runs through the mountain. Yeah, that's the whole point with the... There's multiple lines coming in and out of this mountain to make it look like they're coming and going. Patriot, welcome! Watching from Georgia. Love the page, thank you. And I'm getting back into Lino after 50 plus years, just started a layout. Wonderful. Are you doing like post-war kind of conventional stuff? Doing more modern stuff? Kind of a mix? Let us know. Jaden says, I mainly go for conventional control engines because they're a lot less expensive than the new stuff. Yeah, they really can be. Although, again, like really nice conventional engines can still be just as expensive as, I mean, shoot, this guy was under $200. And it looks great, and it's Lion Chief. Catching up, what's going on? What's the goal here? With the elevated line, completely redoing it. I'm doing that rock scenery that I've been working on with this back wall behind me. I figured out what I want to do, and I'm going to start applying it to over here. But then also, the elevated line needed to come down because I needed to redo where things were at underneath it. And then I just need to get the right height for the levels and everything for the freight cars and such under the mountain to be able to put the mountain scene on top of. So I'm pretty much gonna, from here, I'm gonna work my way back up. I'm gonna focus on that rock wall first, so the elevated line may be out for a while. I may just have like some wood and a guy on a loop up there for now, once I get it covered up. But first I need to get posts put in the right places and check clearances on everything. Then I'm going to make some more rock and put them in the kind of crucial areas and do some clearance tests to make sure that my 18-inch passenger cars, my big boy, anything that has clearance issues needs to get tested out here. Luckily, I've got a lot of engines that I kind of already want anyway, so there's not a whole lot else I can think of that we would add to the line that would be negatively affected by things that we do in there. It's not that I'm not expanding the collection, but I don't foresee like gigantic overhangs of the boiler on like scale big boys and challengers because they won't fit on our rails anyways. Patriots doing both. All right. That'll be fun. Jaden says, I also have a Lionel Scout set, as well as a post-war set from the 60s, a starter set from the 90s, Polar Express, first ever Lionel train, that's a good first one, and a post-war 2065. Cool. Corey says, if you have Husky stacks, make sure the tunnel is high enough. You found out the hard way. Corey found out the hard way. Yeah, no Husky stack worries here. It's all steam era early diesel, so don't have to worry about height on stuff like that. Basically, as long as they can clear my tunnel portals that I already have, which everything does. Even like the, I have some trailer on flat cars or TOFC cars, and they even clear the tunnels too. Yeah, don't worry, guys. You guys can do the modern. I'm not doing Husky stacks here. The S3 isn't going to make that? I mean, 844 makes it. 844 is bigger. So, I mean, shoot, 844 even fits in the underground Batcave storage where 4500 is. 4500 is more the size of the S3, I think, when I measured stuff. But yeah, worst case scenario, I could always get some 048 track set up at the train show and put 261 on it and see if it clears those corners. And it's mostly the tender and cab that I'm worried about because there's like this gap thing that those have that I wonder if that prevents it from doing 048. So we'll see. Would be a really cool one to run. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap things up here so I can get to work on this disaster that I've made down here. My son's going to come home and be like, what happened to the train mountain? Yeah, we're working again. He likes helping me with that stuff, though, but I think he also likes tearing stuff down, which I already did. So if you're watching this in the future, my son, I'm sorry. But you were in school, and I had stuff I needed to do. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us today again. Next week and the week after, I'm helping my sister and brother-in-law. Got to watch my my little niece. So I don't know if I'll be able to live stream next Tuesday or the Tuesday after that. 2 weeks I'll be helping them on my days off. But I will let you guys know. Just keep an eye out for the next stream. If there isn't going to be a live stream done in the next 2 weeks, I will have something for you guys to watch. So stay tuned because I like staying busy. But I'll try and find a way to do that while also still being a helpful uncle. So thanks for joining us today. Like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. And stay tuned. Friday, got a nice, fun video coming out for you guys that should be super relevant to collecting trains and such, especially if you're trying to expand your roster or you're just looking for better deals and such out there. So thanks for joining us. Always great catching up with you guys. Fun meeting new folks on here as well. So thanks for joining if this is your first time. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Boop.